Better than Lego. Better than Lego.
Matthew Johns is in position for a long-range shot. He's with it now, Matthew Johns. Here goes the kick from Johns.
And welcome to the Johns Family Podcast for the first time for 2024. People, I hope you had a great Christmas, great holiday season, a great start to the new year. We've got Trish, we've got Coop here. Cooper, some breaking news though.
Yeah, Jack Johns, in case you haven't noticed, he's not here. He unfortunately has just been rushed to hospital by himself. He's got a thorn stuck in his shin, I guess you call it, the shin muscle, and it's swollen up. We don't care. We're more focused on the podcast today.
Well,
I care.
Yes, we went to Monavale Hospital, drove in there. We're in the city on the way back and dropped him off, and he said, please go. I said, no, I'm going to stand my ground as a good father. He said, get out of here. I said, okay, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. A couple of things too. I just want to say I want to do a big shout out to the young lady and her family and friends who was attacked by a bull shark at Elizabeth Bay. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Where is Elizabeth Bay?
So if you get on the harbour, okay, been there a couple of times. It's if you're coming from Manly over to Circular Quay, about halfway across, you do a left-hand turn, head towards there. It's Elizabeth Bay.
A left-hand turn?
Left hand in the boat. If you go left and along there, you go to Elizabeth Bay.
So hang on.
Yeah.
So you're on the Manly ferry from Manly heading to Circular Quay and you want to turn left. That takes you out through the heads.
No, it doesn't. No. There's a certain point when you get past near when you're not too far from the bridge and you do a turn there as opposed to going straight ahead.
So it is in the east somewhere.
It's in the east.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Yes,
that's probably all we needed to know. Left was a little tricky on the ferry.
And I know you struggle with your left and right.
do.
But yeah, amazing story. And once again, it's funny because Terry O'Connor, my old teammate from Wigan, came out last Sunday. I had dinner with he and his family, and he asked me, we're at Woolloomooloo and he said, mate, like the water looks so nice, can you go in? And I said, Terry, the water is allegedly full of bull sharks there.
Yeah.
And he was like, really? Yeah. And it's happened once before. I remember at Triple M, we interviewed a fella called Paul de Gelder. Now, Paul was in the Australian Navy who, wait for this.
Oh, he was that guy.
He had premonitions. He had premonitions and dreams he was going to be attacked by a shark, and actually dove in and was having a bit of a swim with a few people there. Bang, got attacked by a shark. I'm not sure.
That was in the
bull shark.
morning.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I can remember that.
But yeah, this lady, they heard the scream. A fella called Michael Porter. He ran to their house, quick thinking, mate, saw like a trail of blood. Called Triple O, and the other big hero in it was he called Neighbour Fiona, and Fiona came out. She was a vet.
Oh, this
and
is
they
in the recent one with the girl in
yes,
Elizabeth
the girl.
Bay.
And they said if not for Fiona, she would have passed away.
Yeah, because she put a tourniquet around it.
So at the moment, as we're recording this, she's in a stable condition. So fingers crossed. But boy,
When you talk about premonitions and then them coming into fruition, I listened to the Smartless podcast with Mark Ruffalo on the weekend.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And he had a dream that he
Yes.
had a tumour behind his ear. Yep. Like inside his dream, he said he just woke up with the knowledge he had a tumour. He had a slight earache, and he said, I just went to on set and asked the doctor. I'll just ask him, and just so I'm not thinking about it. And the doctor got a CAT scan. He had a tumour.
Incredible, isn't it?
Do you know? Yeah, you know what? I have a little theory on that. I don't think that's a premonition. I think that's someone from the other side sending him a message, because that's how the people from the other side communicate with you.
Okay.
Well, I've had communication from the other side.
Oh, really?
The other side,
Who was
Red
it?
Hot Chili Peppers, like the other side.
Yeah, no. Now, who was it? Who did you have a conversation with?
My
Drew?
dad and my
Yeah.
sister have come to me.
Okay.
What did they say?
They didn't say anything.
They said Mark Ruffalo's got a tumour in his ear.
Is that all
No.
they're telling everyone?
No, stop it. No. It was what they expressed. It was what they never spoke, but they expressed and they showed me.
Do you remember a premonition? I remember a friend of ours who went and saw him, and he was explaining about how he had a heart attack, fit as a fiddle, and suddenly we're driving around Church Point, and I said to Trish,
Oh my God, that wasn't a premonition.
"Oh God, Trish, I think I'm having a heart attack, and literally nearly fainted behind the wheel. But I remember getting a
Oh,
test.
seriously, you're so melodramatic. Matt, I didn't think for 1 second. I looked at you and thought you were a bloody joke. You were clutching at the wrong side of your chest.
Yeah. But it was a
I
big
was
heart
like,
attack. I went to the
"You
other side,
idiot."
crossed over. But I remember I went and saw the
Oh.
specialist. I went, there's something not right. I went to the specialist. He did the test, stress test, everything. Said, you're fine. And I went with a walk with you one day, and I said, I'm telling you, something's not right. Went and got a cholesterol test, rang him and said, this is what the reading is. And he went, holy shit, got to get you on medication. Have been ever since. Went off for it a little while. Guess what? Skyrocketed again. There you go, kids.
Well, that's not really a
It's
premonition.
genetic.
That's a
No.
symptom of having high cholesterol.
Yeah, and
Cooper, now a lot has happened. As we know, you retired. But, mate, the start on the Kyle and Jackie O show.
Yeah.
You got to start there?
You've got to start there.
Are you enjoying it?
I am enjoying it.
are you enjoying 4:30 in the morning wake-ups?
It's getting. I'm currently my third week.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, what a veteran.
I can't do my third week. So first 2 weeks were really tough.
Yeah.
Especially the first week because I rocked in there. I don't know if you guys know, but I rocked in, and the first day, only 2 people knew I'd actually signed there. Kyle knew, Jackie didn't even know, and like the boss of the show knew, and none of the producers, because they've got such a big team in there. Everyone thought I was doing a practical joke or something. So I didn't have. Basically, the first week I had no work because they didn't even know I was starting.
Did you have a seat?
I had a seat, yeah. I've just jumped at someone's desk who comes after the breakfast show.
Yeah.
And then we just sort of cross paths and I let him have his desk back and then I just leave.
Is the setup like Triple M used to be? You know how like all the office and sales staff desks are just outside of the studio? Is it like
they're
that?
on the level below.
Okay.
So like they've kind of got their own space in at KISS and then WSFM are like 20 metres away.
Yeah, right. On the
but
same
it's
floor.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a very
Jonesy
confusing
and Amanda.
message here. You might be able to help me out with this.
Yeah.
A few minutes ago, I got a text from Kyle going, "G'day, mate," and he goes on.
Do it in his voice. Do it in his voice.
Be
G'day,
nice.
mate. How are you? Just got this thing from the guys They're talking about. These guys and anyway, I can't. I'm going to give too much away.
Oh, yeah,
but he sent me this text. It's really complicated, talking about labels and everything. And I said, Kyle, was this meant for me? P.S. Loved Idol last night, which I did was fantastic. He went, oh yeah, the band dudes, the guys you surf with.
I don't. Has he got the wrong brother? Does he think he's trying to text Joey? I think he is texting Joey because Joey hit me up a couple months ago for his number. I reckon he's got the wrong one. Has he saved you under Andrew Johns?
Yes.
Oh.
What a kick in the
Yes.
guts. So
Yeah.
You text me back now and say,
I'll
I
say
think
this
is
is
Matty.
Matthew.
This is Matthew. Not Andrew.
Yeah. Kyle's had a bit of a shocker. Kyle was actually the one who retired me in rugby league. I didn't even. I was going to keep it to myself for a bit. I was keeping it kind of private. And then the first day on the job, when I first went in there and no one knew, he announced live on air on the biggest radio show in Australia that, so we've signed Cooper up. He's retired from rugby league. And it basically forced my hand. I had people ringing me from every news network.
Wow, unbelievable.
What riveting news
Incredible.
it was.
I learned
Rocked
CNN.
the rugby league world.
I talked about it on CNN. I said, wow.
When Tom Brady came out this week, he sent his said to me as well. He said, mate, I can't believe. He said it's biggest news over there. Everyone's talking about Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Cooper John's retiring.
Just on Taylor Swift, isn't it? I tell you, mate, she was on the field and she was rocking it out there with Travis.
Yeah, well, why shouldn't she?
It's good to see.
Were the other partners doing that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't
well,
really
in
see-
that case,
No, I didn't see
bit
any of the
weird then.
other.
You know what? They would have been.
They would have been there, but
But
they
remember, Giselle used to always be
big
on the
M.
field.
They've literally got a camera.
Yeah.
Steady. Don't talk about Tom's ex-wife in front of Tom's best mate now.
So one of best friends.
Yeah,
They've literally got a camera. They've got like a Taylor cam now. They just follow
Yeah.
her around.
Yeah, because Kelsey, he's broken the tight end receiver record of all time.
Yeah.
which
Please
he's
explain that.
He's really, it's just too in depth.
Okay.
But it's boring.
Okay.
But leading into that, he had a blinder. But leading in his last 6 to 8 weeks, he was terrible, which coincided when he first going out with Taylor Swift. I'm starting to think there's a little bit of Yoko Ono about Taylor Swift. Well, they play the 49ers in the Super Bowl, which was the same Super Bowl we went to. Trish.
Yeah.
And if they don't win,
Hey, do you reckon Mary's husband will be there? He'll be there for sure.
Oh,
in
that's-
Vegas.
yes.
Imagine the time he'll have in Vegas after the time he had in bloody Miami.
Yes, wait a second. Text from Cole Sandlands. That was your brother. I thought it was you the entire time. Silly old I am.
I guarantee you they're gonna clip you trying to impersonate him, and they're gonna use this on the show now. While we're on Taylor Swift, quickly,
Yes.
she plays in Japan. Her Eras tour starts the 10th of Feb in Japan, and the Super Bowl's on the 11th of Feb in Vegas. So she's gonna, and it finishes the 10th of Feb at midnight. So she's gonna have to private if she wants to go. Of
Well,
course,
she has a private jet.
she's gonna.
I don't think it's going to be an
Yeah,
issue.
but then she's supposed to come to Australia after Japan.
Yeah.
So then she's gonna have to go to Vegas first
Yeah.
and then come back.
Yeah.
Well,
How far is
busy
Japan to
that's a long way, about
Vegas?
14 hours.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean
Is
there is
that
a
similar
time
to us?
difference though. So they're
Yeah, but Japan will be ahead. Won't
Yeah.
they? They'll be our time zone.
Yeah, you're true.
Now,
So that's actually okay. She'll make
yeah.
it. And in the Super Bowl's in the afternoon leading into the evening.
mate,
She's sweet.
troubles with airports, Trish, of lately. You were reading the street last night. You had a story about some woman leaving a husband at the airport. You were talking about that last night.
Yeah. He forgot his passport.
So
she
sorry,
went,
are these
"See ya."
Are these friends of yours?
No.
Who are
and
they?
he was in the UK. And it just brought back memories. Just a married couple. So they were going away on vacation and he forgot his passport.
Where were they going to?
I don't know. Didn't get that much
What was
information.
What was the passport? Was that? Was
Oh,
it
they're
a-
UK.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happened
so,
right before you were involved in this too, by
yeah,
the way.
yeah. When we lived in England and we were off to Paris for the weekend,
Oh, look at
Friday
us.
afternoon.
Look at us high flyers.
mate,
Going
it was like an
EasyJet all
hour
the way
flight.
across to
EasyJet,
Paris.
yeah.
Sleazy jet.
And
oh,
then-
don't sue us, guys.
Like run onto the plane to get your seat. And I go to check in. The guy looks at me, looks at the photo, looks back at me, looks at the photo, goes, I don't think this is you.
I said, no, look, that
And I
was
thought he
taken
was
a few
being a
years ago. She's
smart
aged
ass.
really badly since then. Her
Because like
Botox
my
is
hair
wore
was
off.
curly and I was blonder and I went, no, my hair's just different. Da, da, da. He went, no, miss. This, I really don't think this is you. He turns it around and it's Cooper, like age 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Almost got away with it.
Oh, Friday, yeah.
Trish was
Friday
like,
afternoon.
what are we going to do? And I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to Paris.
Gay Paris.
Yes.
And so anyway, I rang around Friday afternoon and we lived in a place called Chorley.
Chorley?
Which was about 40, 50 minutes away.
It's the biggest Mormon town and city in Europe.
Surely not.
Surely it is.
Chorley.
Oh, wow.
And it was recently voted, I read recently, it was a YouTube thing saying it was voted, mate sent it to me, worst town in England, which I just totally disagree.
I thought it was a lovely
It's
little
a lovely
village.
little market town.
You love going to like the worst places though. You would have picked like
No.
you love picking the
No, it
worst
was really
I
places.
only
nice.
went to Vegas. I like going to Double Down Saloon.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to a city, it's our tip. My tip, you just find out what the worst bar is and then go there and you find the best people. I went, Double Down Saloon,
Yeah,
judged as
I don't know
worst
about
bar
that.
in America.
Matt
It's
loves
worse
drop
than that.
kicks.
Yeah. Well, birds to a
I
feather.
married one.
Exactly.
Gave birth to
I
one
haven't
as well.
finished my story.
Sorry,
actually.
Oh,
Trish.
sorry.
So then I charmed my way, a lovely lady, because like 3 taxi companies went, no, love, it's, love, it's Friday afternoon, Manchester, I'm going to get a cab over to you. So, although
God,
was that
it's
a Yorkshire
unbelievable.
accent?
I didn't know they were Swedish chefs. Oh, you want you English?
And then this one woman said, look, I'll come and drop it to you. And she brought it to me. As it was, there was no great rush because the flight didn't leave till like midnight that night.
Yeah.
It was delayed. So anyway.
Yes, yes. Now on a different note,
Yeah.
let's stay in Europe for a second.
Yeah.
How exciting. Our Princess Mary of Denmark is now officially Queen Mary of Denmark. Old Frederick's come good. He's got his mother, the Queen, what do they call it?
Abdicated?
Abdicate.
She can go and live a happy
She's
life
gone,
now.
and she is now Queen Mary, former Tasmanian. I've got a little bit of something for
She's
you guys.
gorgeous.
I'm
She's
just
aged quite beautifully.
I'm just double checking the message. Ha ha ha! Noted. I said something disparaging about Andrew.
Oh,
Agree.
you know,
It's all right.
That's
Now,
from
so
that's
okay,
King Kyle.
yes. So, what happened? Where did they meet? Let's go back.
Is it the slip-in?
Prince Frederick of Denmark, as was known back there, it was at the Olympics.
During the Olympics.
There was a thing called the ship in I believe.
It's
Slip in.
Slip in.
Because
just
I
for-
did
just
have a
for
little
us
laugh.
younger generation,
about
because I don't know is Prince Frederick. He's from
Denmark.
He's
yeah,
Danish.
He
So
was
he's
over here
actually
then.
Dutch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
my God.
Danish.
Oh my God. I told you we should have sent in your private
I
school.
know, we
I did go to a private school.
It was a Catholic
private
school.
enough.
Certainly not private enough. Anyway, so yes, and I believe, because what happened at those times at Darling Harbour, every country basically had their own pub or club that they all descend on, and I think all the Danes were going to the Slip In. So he goes in there, right, and that's where he met Mary, introduced himself to Mary, and the rest is history. But,
However, yes, the slip in it is in 2000.
yep, I've got something for you. A friend of ours,
Yes.
a very good friend of ours, right? He went to her first of all
Yep.
and asked her out first of all. And guess what? Her and Queen Mary are almost identical.
Almost
They
identical.
Really?
could, they could
Yep.
be twins. So he obviously has a type. Now,
And you
this
know what?
friend of ours is married to a very, very good friend of mine, and he's a great guy. But guess what?
But he's no
not
prince.
King. He's not King Frederick.
He's certainly no prince.
But that is true.
Yeah, and however, in the media, Australian media, another woman came out and said that his bodyguards approached her several times that night
God, who
as
did
well.
he approach?
Like, just this man would like to meet you. No, and in the end, started dropping. Oh, he's Danish royalty.
when he was getting desperate.
Yeah, I know, right? When that kind of went.
She gets around. I wonder if they were the only
But she was
two.
engaged.
Oh wow!
She came out in the
like
media.
that would have stopped her.
Yeah. King Frederick.
Because
Clearly, it did.
Yeah.
slip in by name and slip in by
I
nature.
know it's a bad name
You
for a
dirty
bloody
dog.
pub,
It
isn't it?
certainly is. But is it a bad name?
Yeah.
Yes. Talking about types.
Maybe it means something different in Danish.
It's interesting. God, I'm hungry when you just said Danish. I could kill for a Danish at the moment.
Yeah, you can just go easy on that tiger.
Is that where does the Danish come from there?
I think so.
Yeah,
do you
an
think
apple
so?
Danish.
Yeah. Well, they
I
love
don't
their
think so.
they love their patisseries outside the world.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to Google that.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
worry
yeah.
about it,
I
Trish.
think
it's
it-
not
No, no, no.
vital to the podcast.
I need to know.
Now, types, which
Yeah.
maybe there's been an incident, as you know, people listeners in the house. What we started to do, we've had a bit of a clean up, which made me think about types, and I'll get to that in a second. But we're going through it. We found all these tubes with like posters and different things
stop
collected
it.
over the years, and there's some beauties. Like there's Reggie Reagan with the Tigers and the Bulldogs. All these
State of
different ones we
origin.
found. State
Really
of
set
origin
them up
ones.
for a heap of success.
Yeah,
you
we did. Well, guess what? They both won the comp that year. So
And
stick
how
that
how they going now?
Well, maybe
Mate,
Reg needs to come
18
back.
years ago, brother. Anyway, so this is one big long one. I'm thinking, wow, what's this? And I'm starting to, I don't know. But anyway, coming out. Mate, honestly, it's nearly the side of a billboard. It's Trish and her old fiance passionately kissing on the beach.
Black
right?
Sand Beach in Hawaii, I might
Yeah.
add.
Trish goes, I'll just throw it out. No, we haven't thrown it out. I've actually put it up on the wall. It is.
that.
Did you see it, Cooper?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you found it first, and you came into the room and said, "Cooper, you got to show set her up and show her this because I can't do it because it sounds a bit weird coming from you." So I set it up and I hung it on our bedroom wall, and I said, "Trish, can you just come check something for me?" And she came in, and let
And
me
what
tell you
was
something.
my response?
You were stoked with it. She goes, "How hot are my legs looking?"
Oh,
No,
no,
I
they
disagree.
did.
I disagree. I think you look better
Oh, that's
now.
when I was skinny.
No, you look better now.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think
so.
I did not like the swimmers you're wearing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're a bit old now.
yeah.
Oh, well, honey, that was in like the 90s.
Doesn't
Actually,
it?
Trish.
Actually, it would have been the 80s.
Trish.
Late 80s.
Keep going, babe. I had a look on the
50.
side. It was 1974,
It
darling.
was not.
Yeah.
That was Aaron Chang, famous photographer.
Was he?
You know who?
Came out in a kissing calendar.
Do you know who
too.
has? Because we ended
God,
up finding out.
It gets better.
We ended up finding out
Around the world.
Forgive me if I get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure someone said Steve Menzies has that picture.
Well,
hung
I
up
don't
in
think-
his
Okay.
house.
I don't think
In
he
the-
has it anymore.
In the old days,
did.
in
Yeah.
the old days on the footy show, Ryan Girdler had a thing called
So like it in the house.
Their House.
Yeah.
And they go there. Anyway,
It was in his bachelor pad before he was.
it was before he's married, but he'd go into his bedroom and literally Gertz goes, "Oh, here's an interesting photo, interesting picture. What do you do? What's that doing there? What do you do to that?" And I've gone, "Oh, this will be good." They turn, and it's that poster
Because that picture went around. Like, people bought that picture, didn't they?
Yeah, it was for sale.
Like,
Like,
it was
it
a
was a
famous
poster.
picture.
Yeah, well, not famous.
Not famous, but like...
Yeah. So
It was
dirty,
sold.
Dirty Beaver.
Yeah, no.
Who would have thought Beaver would be so dirty?
I know.
Beaver by name, Beaver by nature. Is he using that as I suppose some people watch
I'm pretty sure he's
porn.
thrown it away.
I suppose people
Oh,
watch porn
I
to
thought
like
you were
get
gonna
them.
say pretty
Oh,
sure.
stop it.
Yeah, I think he was getting stimulus from that.
Yeah. Using it maybe.
It was a nice...
It's quite proud. It makes me proud to think that
Artistic shot.
Beaver was getting the record.
Don't.
The forward who scored the most tries in rugby league was getting stimulus, was rubbing one out to my wife, kissing her then fiance. I just think that's...
Well,
That's
we
so
don't
inappropriate.
know he was looking at Trish. He could have been looking at Hawaii.
He could have
Could-
been looking
at
at
the sunset.
the fiance.
Who knows?
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what Beaver gets up to in his spare time.
Now, I just want to do a big shout out
The
and
black
big thank
sand.
you to our great friend Brian Carney and his wife Rebecca
La
and
familia.
2 kids, Orla and Shay. Jack Johns went to Europe the end of last year and spent Christmas
I
with
know.
Carneys. Very good. Excellent.
Nothing like a white Christmas, even if it doesn't snow, a cold Christmas. Europe and England, they just do Christmas so much better than we do.
It's not,
The winter markets. We're doing it this year, aren't we, Matt?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we're going over.
I booked it.
You booked it.
We're
yes.
doing it.
Yeah.
Hopefully the kids will come, but I don't know if they do or
Yes.
don't.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Right, on that Christmas theme, we'll take a break and Cooper's come back with a cracking story.
Welcome back to the podcast. Catch all the action on video. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok and YouTube. All you need to do is search for the Matty Johns podcast. Okay, just in case anyone's looking for that sort of stuff. All right, thank you very much. I do have a cracking little story for you from Japan.
What a way! The way you just throw that, you've just put a whole new dimension to social media.
Please go and follow us. Yeah, so from Japan, there was a story that was getting talked about Shabani. He's known as the hot gorilla. I don't know if you guys saw this, but everyone was talking about it in and around work the other day.
Do you know what type of gorilla he is?
Silverback. I think
Okay.
there's only one type of gorilla, isn't there?
Male gorilla, you've just got
Silver. Well, it's a silverback. I'm going with a silverback. So there is a zoo in Japan that, they were going okay. I think they were meeting. We bought a zoo. They were meeting ends meet. They were paying for the food and whatnot. So Shabani has now grown up, and he is being described as the local Japanese women as sexy, good-looking, metrosexual.
Oh, I wonder how a gorilla is metrosexual.
I think just like
grooms
spraying-
himself.
a lot of it's the
spraying
eyes. So
cologne.
the girls have been describing his eye like he's got a really good gaze, and he's turning women on in Japan. See it go. See that? Dave's got a picture there.
It's like Urko from the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Oh, I'm just
Do you see that look?
Sexy, cuddly, cute.
Go that one underneath it there, Dave. There's one there.
Is that the one?
There, the one on the right.
Oh, that's a pose.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
You know what? He looks like
should-
Kyle there.
he look.
Who?
Kyle.
Kyle
Sand.
Sand. Okay, I'm
Like the
going
pose.
to send him a text. 1 second.
I
I
think
get that's a pose.
Hey, Kyle.
Like arm on thigh.
Yeah, hey Kyle.
One
just,
leg slightly lifted.
Just letting you know that my wife has just compared you to who's Shabani.
Shabani. the
Shabani.
Shabani.
You might take that as a
I don't
rap.
think he's gonna know.
That's a big rap.
I don't think Kyle's going to know. But so what's happened is they've got a stat that the female rates since the hype around Shabani has gone up. The female rates have gone up like 36%.
The
in
female
zoo.
rate
of
of
going into the zoo?
visiting the
Yeah,
zoo.
visiting the zoo. Like they're getting way more female visitors. They're making way more money, and the gorilla exhibit is just packed.
And where the ladies go, the men will follow.
Well, that's what they say. That's the old.
That's the theme of-
nightclub
yeah.
nights in Newcastle.
What were they called?
Wednesday nights were always free drinks for the lady folk in Newcastle.
Don't get free drinks
It's the old
anywhere
thing.
these days.
Build it and they will come.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner
I
said.
suppose. Yeah, I suppose that's a good marketing tactic, isn't it?
You know what
Well,
would be really good?
maybe.
If anyone, if we've got a few Japanese listeners over there.
Yeah, we do,
I
actually.
just want to drop a little tip that I know about. That if you can take Shabani to the next level, for the zoo to take this to the next level, really turn it into a cash
Get
cow,
him to
so
dance.
to speak. Nah. Is you take yourself a water pistol, fill it full of female perfume, and spray it on Shabani, and mate, he will just be honestly tearing the ears off it for hours.
What?
That's a true thing.
Tearing the ears off what?
What?
Are you
That's the
talking,
same.
are you talking masturbating?
Hey, we don't want a sex show.
What is this?
He's going there. The women
Are you
like him
telling me-
because he's like sexy and he's obviously engaging
What
with
is
them and
wrong with
gazing
you?
at them and think, what is wrong
Have you ever
with
seen
you?
that? Oh, I remember
What,
going.
a
I remember
gorilla masturbating?
I've been going to at the zoo
Was
when
that
I
the
was a kid at
chimpanzees?
Cessnock. We went there, the gorilla enclosure, and mate, I
Sorry,
was going
Cessnock
to
has a
Gaz,
zoo?
what's he's doing? He goes, he's scratching, and I said, tell you what, whatever he's scratching's growing pretty quickly. That's some sort of mosquito bite.
Was that
Yeah.
Cessnock Zoo?
No. Taronga Park Zoo. I travelled down there from Cessnock back in
Wow.
the Cessnock days.
That would have taken
but
you
that
4
is true.
hours
I
back
was
then.
tipped off by a person that if you have
Who's this
monkeys
person?
and gorillas, I'm not going to say. It's just
And how?
it's my man.
I just don't understand.
and he puts it. You put it on them. It turns them on, and they will furiously masturbate.
How did this man that you know find that
Yeah,
out?
exactly.
How was he the first man that knew that?
Matt has some weird
I don't know. I'll
friends.
call David Attenborough to find out.
What a strange fact.
Okay, let's
Not
change the
bloody
subject. Let's
wrong.
take it. Let's go upstream a little bit. Right.
Okay.
Now we spoke
it-
before about myself and Brian Carney talking about him, our trip to Bosnia. We went
Bosnia.
on, which was fantastic. Ran into a Bosnian, a person 2 or 3 days ago around the neighbourhood. He came up and said, "I heard you talking about it a few times that he went there." And he said, "Thank you for going." And I said, "Mate, don't thank me." I said, "Thank you for being such nice people."
Yeah.
They were the nicest people, which, when you consider what they've endured in modern history, is quite amazing. So I thought to myself, you know what? I love lists. That's what I do. I
Now,
create
can I-
lists.
Can I ask you something?
Shopping
Why do you
lists.
think they are so nice? Is it because they have endured such hardship and it, through that necessity, brought the community together and they're supportive and really appreciate
Peace,
and
quiet.
the kindness of people?
People were incredibly kind. Because when you go to a country, you don't know a lot about it, which I didn't know. I knew the history in Bosnia, but you don't know the ins and outs of where to go and
Yeah.
where not to go. And I'm ashamed to say that early on, I had my wallet down the front of the pants because you just don't know.
Yeah.
And then after about half a day, you go, mate, they are the nicest people in the world. Can't do enough for you. In fact, like it's a little bit like, when you're in Japan, you pull out a map and you go, where am I going?
And these people stop
and
to
they will
help.
just stop and come up.
Yeah.
We're on the bullet train. We'll go on. No, it wasn't a bullet train. It was going on a train going from Srebrenica down to Mostar, and we're getting there. Me and Brian are looking at each other, going, mate. Anyway,
Sorry, Charlie.
there were 3 generations. There was like a grandmother, her daughter, and so they came over to us and just sat there and said, mate, you do this, do that, stay there. Honestly, helped us out that much. We talked to us about 40 minutes. You start to feel guilty.
Yeah,
You feel like
it's like,
saying,
no,
guys,
it's all right.
you've done
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought to myself, because you know how much I like doing lists. So what I've done is I've gone, guys, see if you agree with me or not. Excluding Bosnia, the top 5, in my opinion, friendliest nations in the world. See if you agree. Number 5, USA. Americans in America. Do you disagree? I think the Americans, by general rule, are very, very friendly people, particularly in their own country.
I will agree with you, but only on the technicality to us. To Australians, they're extremely nice. I've seen them be not nice to so many other people.
Really?
And I've just been like, what's going on there? And they're like, I think they're very judgmental to some nations. They're like, oh, they're assholes or they're arrogant. But I think they've all got really good they've had good experiences with Australians because we're hospitable. So like when we go there into their backyard, they're so nice.
Can I say something? I think Americans are pretty impressionable, and I think they like us because of our celebrities. Our
Who do you
Hollywood
think they
act-
like?
Well, like the Nicole Kidmans, the Russell Crowes, the Hugh Jackmans.
Human nature.
Sorry?
Human nature.
Human
Oh,
nature.
Human
They had
Nature.
a big
They
occupancy
did. They had a
at,
show in Vegas for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot, and remember there was Olivia Newton-John, and she had Koala Blue. Like we've got a lot of history there,
Bluey?
infiltrating them.
They
Bluey,
love
Crocodile Dundee.
John-
Yeah, do you know what I mean? All of that. That's why
John
they're
Travolta
familiar
flies
with
Qantas.
us. Yeah,
So he's technically Australian.
they're familiar with us.
But Americans, guys, don't be so judgmental of other nations.
I agree
Oh
with
no,
you.
I think
agree.
that's why.
Give them a go.
Yeah.
Number 4, Scotland.
Oh,
I love the Scots.
I love my Scots.
I love Scots. Number 3, the Irish. Of
Irish.
course.
Oh.
I've met a couple of Anglo-Irishmen, but generally as a rule, particularly in Ireland.
Yeah, I agree.
Lovely people. Number 2, and I'm sort of concentrating on one part of the world here. But Northern England. When you go north of Birmingham, the people are unbelievable.
I like them in Liverpool a lot.
Liverpool, Manchester.
Are they
up
that
there.
different to the south? Are the south renowned not
Very-
as friendly?
England, as they say, and
It's
I agree with this,
class-centric.
could be two countries. Very, very different. Very different in culture and the cities and whatnot. My number one, I don't get any surprises here. The people that have been to Fiji, the Fijian people,
Oh, yeah.
are without doubt salt of the earth. And I'll
They're
tell you
the
what, I'll say this, just a special mention to PNG. The Papua New Guinean people,
You two have both been there. I've not been there.
yeah.
Yeah, I played there.
Incredibly nice. But then I thought to myself, why finish? It's not me to finish on a high.
Positive.
We've got to. If you're going to, you can't build Five Nations up without at least dragging one down. The most, would I say, difficult? They're not. I don't know. They're unusual. I always find, and maybe it's just me. Maybe it was just my encounters. Maybe it's something to do with me. I always find the Spanish quite harsh. I'm not saying they're not nice, but I think, but it's, yeah, I find them quite.
I think the language is harsh, and that lends itself to being perceived as harsh.
Yeah, I agree. I think the countries that have those extremely aggressive languages, typically, I don't know whether we just perceive it as being aggressive when they're actually not, but a lot of even some Brazilian, there's a lot of Brazilians in Manly,
Yep.
and when we've been on a night out, I've seen a lot of my mates nearly getting like punch-ons with a lot of Brazilian guys. I'm like, why is it always like my mates and Brazilians? And they always take something they say the wrong way, and I
Yeah.
don't even know whether they're meaning to offend them or anything.
Okay, here's a question for you. What do they speak in Brazil? What language?
Portuguese?
God, it's not as big as me. I thought you were.
Shakira.
Told you we've seen it at private school.
I think she's Colombian.
Shakira?
Yeah,
Shakira.
Yeah, J-Lo.
Fact check, is that right? Are we sure?
No, J-Lo's not Brazilian.
Yeah, Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
but
do
that's
I
not
aff-
Brazilian.
Why do
Oh
I
my
affiliate
gosh,
that
you're
song
challenged.
with Brazil? I don't know. Maybe just her hips.
Yeah.
The hips don't lie.
Yeah. Trishi, well, you've got a list for us as well, do you?
I have a list. This grabbed my eye. The top 10 swearing cities in Australia. Who do you think came in as number one?
Cessnock.
Cities.
No, I didn't get a mention, actually. Cities.
Are we starting at 1?
Yeah.
Let's start the other way.
Why did
Chris.
we-
Let's
why
go
did
to
we
10 and
start-
work our way down. Build suspense.
Really?
Why don't you start at the top
who's
and
number
go
10?
down?
Okay. Well, Wollongong.
Gong.
The Gong. Number 10.
Who are you?
What do you mean?
I can see Wollongong. I can see that.
Okay,
Wayne
number
Gardner
9,
territory.
Cranbourne. I don't even know where that
That's
is.
Victoria.
I know, but
Yeah.
what sort of part of Victoria?
Country of Victoria.
Country Victoria.
Okay.
You know these from having a bet, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. You
Oh,
can tell
really?
them on the actual
Yeah,
on the
here.
betting app. You see it all
Maui,
the time.
Tasmania.
Yeah.
Cranbourne.
Okay, Ballarat.
Yeah.
Gold mining town.
That's another. Yeah, that's another racetrack.
Rural
is
Victoria.
Is that dogs?
There is a dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, and a Pacers too.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Paces being trots.
Yes.
Okay, number 7, Albury.
Oh yeah, my partner's from Albury.
I know. Do
And
they-
she's got a
and she
mouth
does
on her.
have a
She does.
filthy
She's
mouth.
got a potty
mouth on
mouth.
her.
Okay, well, they
That's
actually
why I
listed it
found her.
as Albury Wodonga. Like, what's the difference between Albury and Albury Wodonga?
border.
What's the difference?
One's Albury, the other one's Wodonga. There's a
Yeah.
river that separates them. And
So
one's in Victoria, the other one's New
Yeah.
South Wales.
Oh, is that right?
Wodonga's Victoria, New South Wales is
See, Trish,
Albury.
you've got to stop
so you could
stereotyping
swim
people.
across.
Well, in COVID, that was the border where they
The
wouldn't-
river?
The river. They had like a police patrolling on the border up between Albury and Wodonga. There's like a bridge that there's like a place you got to
Really?
drive over.
Were
and
they
the
in boats?
Cops stood there, but
they in-
people were just jumping in boats and going across the river.
So
Yeah,
the cops
as you
in
would,
boats?
if you had a
Nah,
boat.
Canoes?
apparently there were some, but I don't think they were that
the
committed
river
to
would be
stopping
expansive, so you...
Yeah,
You can't be
It's a
monitoring
long
the whole
border. Yeah. So, Coop, you've spent a bit of time there. What's the difference between someone from Albury and someone from Wodonga? Can you stereotype?
Not
Yep.
really. I haven't
We'll
spent a
just
heap of time with Wodonga,
Give it a go.
but I know the people from Albury, like, they don't really like each other.
Really?
So, like, when Kenna described when she was growing up, like, they used to be like, oh, those bloody Wodonga kids, and, like, there's a bit of back
Is
and
that
forth
like a
between
like
that.
a Cessnock curry thing?
Yeah,
think
it would be. And the Wodonga people going, ooh la la, look at them over there in Albury thinking they're all that.
Why do they sound like Kyle?
Oh, shut up, babe. Right, keep the list going, Trish. I'm really loving it.
Rocky, numbers, Rockhampton.
Munster
Now-
territory.
Munster, Harry Grant territory. Tim Glasby. Foul mouth on Tim Glasby.
This one surprised
Beef
me a little
capital
bit.
too.
Oh, is it?
Anthony Seabold.
Do you know what? Can I just
Well,
ask?
he was dropping all that beef off, 100% Aussie beef to McDonald's that night when he fell asleep. His whole night behind the wheel. That's
Anthony
all right,
Seibold.
Trish. You keep going. Loving your list.
Oh, all right. Okay. Can I just point out, a lot of these towns, are they very working class towns?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a correlation? Well, then this one surprised me a little bit. Brisbane.
Well, Brisbane's a working class town.
Do you think? I don't think it is so much
Yeah, a lot of
these
professionals,
days.
but they're really earthy, good blue collar people.
But so many people from like your Rockies and stuff end up moving to Brisbane for school and like for work and stuff. So I think they've essentially got so many different towns around it that people just flood into the city. And they've all got the foul mouths on.
Okay, I'm going to keep you on the end of your seats here, and I'm just going to digress for one moment. I sat there and watched the entire Boy Swallows universe, which is set in Brisbane.
Trent Dalton. Awesome.
It is an incredible series. Incredible.
Awesome.
And true.
True. Yes, it's true. It's
Is most of it true?
It's based
Because at
off.
the end, I was like,
It's based off his there's people in it. Brian Brown's character, Slim Halliday.
It was
who
so
a-
well put together.
Slim was a real man. They
Yes.
called him the Houdini of Boggo Road. He escaped that many times.
It is an incredible series.
Great series.
And there was a lot of swearing in that. It was
Yeah.
based in Brisbane.
there
God,
is.
I had to turn it off once. It really got bad.
Now, this place is close to my heart and explains a lot. Number 4, Newcastle.
Yes.
Yeah, top 4.
Yeah,
Yes,
top 4.
yes, that does not surprise.
They've
me.
Yeah,
also
it
got
doesn't
like
surprise me.
there was a list. I think they've also got the highest drug rate per
Newcastle.
capita.
Yes.
Yeah, per capita.
Does it?
There we go. Kicking goals.
Do you know
Very
what?
high on the murder list as well.
Oh my God.
Murder.
Do you know what? Now, I'm going to defend Newcastle because I think what they're including is that entire Port Stephens, Hunter Valley area. It's a very vast
Yeah.
Hunter region. It's a really
Right.
big area. That
So,
they're-
so blame the people in the Upper Hunter and Port Stevens.
Is that what I'm
Don't blame the
trying to do?
Novocastrians.
No, but it's actually it's a huge area. Like that's expansive. It's
Yeah.
like
lot of
Pretty sure
swearing, though.
Newcastle still has the high numbers. I'm pretty sure there's more people swearing and doing
Yeah.
drugs.
Oh,
in
me. They're not serving any Tui's new. That's a very Newcastle thing to
Yeah.
say.
no heroin. Is heroin still a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, let me assure you it is.
I don't hear it. I hear
Number
a lot
3.
about crack and Anyway, speaking about talking crack and ice, Gold Coast
Oh, fucking hell, someone stood in my white shoes.
at number 3. Toowoomba. Number
Working
2.
class, the
Oh,
Darling
yeah.
Downs, darling place.
Go,
Number-
and who's the number 1?
And
Who
number
takes
1.
the cake?
Now you mightn't be able to enlighten us on this, Cooper, because I don't know where this place is. I know it's in Victoria, Bendigo.
Oh, Bendigo, yes.
What's wrong with Bendigo that they're so swearing, so angry?
What's the matter with Newcastle? Nothing.
Yeah,
You know,
there-
there's nothing wrong with these towns on the list. It's just like people like to curse.
we
Cursing.
big racetrack in Bendigo. We played a game out there at one time. Lots of, let's say, like just from the outside looking in, it looks like there's lots of drug use in there.
Oh,
Does
no.
it? Okay, well
Which is-
maybe there's
which
a
correlates-
correlation.
Drugs and swearing kind of goes hand in hand.
Is it? Do you think Toowoomba has a big drug issue?
Look,
don't know.
Trish,
Probably, I guess.
look, guys, we're really starting to get into murky territory here. I would go out on a limb and saying most towns have some sort of drug problem.
Yeah, I think
There we
that's-
go.
You'd shop,
Yeah, you're probably
Last
right.
thing I want is the people of Toowoomba and Bendigo, because they're an angry lot. They're like,
Addis?
they're like the Swifties.
Right.
Once they're on your tail, they don't let up.
Okay. I know they're pretty angry at the moment because someone's putting out AI versions of Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Yeah,
You know where I'm
right.
going.
Right, on that note, we'll take a quick break and Trish will come back and tell us about her, upcoming trip to a Taylor Swift concert.
Okay, people. So I will give you a review of my Taylor Swift concert in a few weeks. It's pretty interesting.
Mate,
God damn.
Gav, let's leave this in. She's like, give me a go. Okay, no worries. Now, what you do is you slip it into neutral, then go into drive.
as
Okay,
if you
bloody
know.
hell, you've got it in reverse, darling.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, Carter.
Yes, yeah, I'm off to Taylor Swift in a couple of weeks. It'll be an interesting crowd. I'm going with someone a bit older, someone in year 7, and someone in their late 20s. So, and then there's me.
Do you reckon there'll be is there a big drug problem with Taylor Swift fans?
I don't know, but they're the
Pretty
one
sure
group.
there's a pretty big drinking problem with the mothers.
Is there?
Painkiller
be.
problems?
There will be. Okay,
laying
what do you
there.
got? Finish up.
Okay, we're going to finish. It's been a good podcast so far. And just
We've missed Jack.
We have missed Jack, but keep your feedback coming. We're not doing
Yes.
feedback today, but keep your feedback coming in so we can get a bit of listener feedback going forward. But I've come up with a little quiz just to round it off.
Okay.
And off our good friend Larry Emder, I've called it the Coop.
Isn't Edma?
Emder.
Oh, Emder.
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 This one's called the Coop. based kind of off of the chase, called off the cue. So I'm going to start with you, Patricia. You get 20 seconds to get as many questions as possible.
Okay, just start firing,
And
mate.
Gav's just going to keep count of how many you get.
Okay.
Happy with that, Gav? Okay.
Can I just tell
Don't
you?
worry, Gav, you're not going to have to use the whole hand.
Yeah, don't
That's
worry.
fine.
Oh, yeah, you're
Sorry,
hilarious. Can I just say something?
Go
The
on.
Danish originated in Vienna.
Okay.
There you go. Awesome.
Sweet.
That's right. What do they call the Austrian?
Not one of the questions. Yeah, one. Well done, Gav.
So furious.
Okay.
Furious.
In 3, 2, 1. Which famous painting was defaced with soup recently in Paris?
Mona Lisa.
Name an actor who was playing Batman.
George Clooney.
Which game show does Larry Emder host?
The Chase.
Tony Stark plays which Marvel superhero?
Iron Man.
Are there 6 or 8 Harry Potter films?
6.
Which NRL club does Luke Brooks play for?
Now he plays for Manly.
Or I'll give it to you. The now you played for did tick you over, but I'm going to give it to you. It was actually 8 Harry Potter films.
Oh.
God
So
damn.
you got
Well, I don't
1,
watch
2,
Harry
3,
Potter.
4, 5. It's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
No, I should have gotten more.
Yeah, very slow on the Batman one, I thought.
Yeah, I had
Too
someone
many
else in my
options.
head.
Yeah.
You know who I had? Christian Bale. That's who but I couldn't think of his name at
I
the
had
time.
Michael Keaton.
Dad, you got 5 to beat. Okay?
Excellent.
Oh, that's
All right.
If you beat me, I won't be happy.
Okay.
Make them
When
hard.
are you?
3, 2, 1. Travis Kelce plays for which NFL team?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Where did Aerosmith find love in their hit single?
Elevator.
What nationality is Brandon Smith?
Kiwi
Are they-
/ Norwegian.
Are there 3 or 4 Lord of the Rings movies?
4.
David Beckham is married to which Spice Girl?
Posh Spice.
Chris Rock was slapped by which actor?
Will Smith.
Finish this saying. The bigger they are, the harder they...
Fault.
Oh, you just missed out on the last one, but you got... The only one you got wrong was there are 3 Lord of the Ring movies,
Yep.
which takes you to how many, Gavin? 5. Oh, you got 5 as well.
Do you have a tiebreaker?
Oh, no. Okay, we'll do it. We'll just do one tiebreaker, and whoever comes in first.
Okay.
Well,
suppose.
I'll tell you how the best way to do tiebreakers. Look,
Hey,
Larry, I'm not
hey,
telling you what to do.
hey, it's his game show.
You go to Trish or to me and say, do you play or pass? Without
Wait, ask
asking
the question first.
No, without asking the question.
Okay.
I'll play.
You want to play? Okay.
I think he was asking me. I'll pass.
Jeez, the tie-breaking answer is very easy.
Oh,
Just
think
hurry
of
up,
another
mate.
one then.
We've got a life to lead. Come on, people got things to do.
I don't even think I can do that. It's a bit too easy.
And of course you can do it. You can't change it now that I've already agreed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Harry.
you can.
Chimp bubbles belong to which pop star?
Michael Jackson.
Yes, Trish.
The victor.
Too easy. Damn you, Bubbles.
I told you it was an easy one. Well done, though.
It's nice to be back.
It is nice to be
was
back.
fun.
To finish with, I'd just like to say there's got a little prediction to finish with. I watched Australian Idol for the first time. It was sensational. We're talking about our man Kyle. Amy Shark is on it, and
Marsha.
She's cute.
and Marsha Hines, the legend, is on it. And a young guy got on there and did a slowed down version of Mamma Mia by ABBA. This is my prediction. It will be number 1 on the ARIA charts. I think,
Really?
within
I
the
might
month.
going to have
Yeah.
to go
Well, Amy
and
Shark
have a
came
little
on
watch.
the show earlier in the week, and she was saying she was actually looking at ways to release it. Like she was wondering, this version is so good. How can we actually release it as an Australian Idol, like Spotify or something? Can we release this song? Are we entitled to that? Because it was
Well,
that good.
ABBA will be getting their cut again.
Yeah, I don't know who owns the rights to it, but nonetheless.
That's
Wow.
it. Well, hey guys, have a good weekend.
Have a great
hopefully
weekend.
we'll have the whole John's family on deck next week. Till then,
Back on
look
next
after
week.
yourselves.
Bye.